Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again to Outer Wilds. Now, I have a few different leads to follow up on, but before I do that, one of you said, I don't remember if it was in the Discord or in the comments, that Hal, over at the observatory, did come up with the translation tool, and that we can sometimes talk to people about new discoveries we've made. And as soon as I read that comment, I was like, you're right. Alright, Hal. Yeah, I know all about it. I've literally already seen the end of the universe, dude. Alright, Hal, can you help me translate this new alien language I found? This language that I found even without leaving the planet from your perspective, but don't worry about that. A new language? Yes, absolutely. Stars above, you bet I can. Oh, and by the way, you have less than 20 minutes to do it. I hope that's not too much of a time constraint. Just give me, let's call it 100 samples, some form of epigraphical codex in 6 months, and I should have the vague gist of the sort of graphemes this new language is working with. 20 minutes, bud. Take it or leave it. Gosh, I can't wait to get started. You guys trolled me. Watching what is essentially the sun flicker like that is so disconcerting. It's one of those things that I'm only now realizing is an image that is made up of things you've probably seen before, but you would never actually see constructed in this way. So I'm actually returning here briefly because this is something that I noticed while I was editing either the previous part or the one before that. Okay, the boat's already here, and I think I actually did sort of make a mental note of it while I was playing. For some reason, I just didn't follow up on it. There's a piece of burned debris in the burned house that looks sort of like those cases we've been opening that have the passwords in them. And I didn't pay it any mind at the time because I was looking for something else and I felt kind of rushed. I'm pretty sure it was... No, it's not over here. Ah, right here. Yes, there is actually a prompt to open it, and it looks like it was actually sealed shut at one point, oddly enough, with a piece of wood through the handles on the outside, almost like whatever was in it could come out. Ooh. You're, clipping through that wood a little bit, but yeah, it's that image we saw in the slide reel of the vision that the strangers got. I've been calling them creatures or owl creatures. I think we'll just start calling them strangers. But it's something new growing up out of it. Now, I wonder what this actually means, though. There's a few more things in these areas that we have to follow up on. I think other than this, I'm pretty much done with this part. Actually, that's not true, because now that I'm here, I'm remembering that there was still that Dagobah tree that was depicted elsewhere, but we haven't really messed with yet. So let's come over here, use the hand teleport, which I'm assuming is a technology that they never actually developed. I'm assuming that's something which, oh no. I thought there was like a base in this tree that we could get into. I keep thinking, since there is an elevator there, is there any way for us to get up there? And most likely the answer is that we would have to aggro them, right? We would probably have to aggro them by turning out the center, and then they'd all come out to look, and then maybe we could use it? I do want to check my ship's log and read over what it has to say about some of the slide reels, because I feel like sometimes there's context that I'm missing that is elaborated on in the rumors. So let's see, the burning slide room. Room full of burned slide reels piled next to a strange device. I should try using one of the slide reels on the device. I found a hidden slide reel that shows a container marked with a glowing symbol being handed to a shadowy figure. The lights are extinguished, and the figure carries the container into a secret passage behind a mural of a large tree. Yeah, we found that mural previously, and I think we're going to try and follow up on that now. But there's still more. I found a slide reel that shows 2 artifacts being lit near a green fire. The first artifact lights after its bearer falls asleep, and the second artifact lights after its bearer dies. So that wasn't a case of just made it. That was a case of that they died and came back anyway. And I was looking at that because I thought there must be something significant. I was looking at it in editing, and I realized the one that was helping it, I thought that only one went through, the one that survived, but upon closer inspection, only the one that died was actually holding an artifact. That actually makes sense for why they go away after the flood, because the water actually washes away and puts out the flame in their artifact. So, oh my god, this just got so much cooler. That flame effectively is like their soul almost. And the bottom says, I found a slide reel that appears to be some sort of error report. It shows an alarm bell failing to wake up one of the stranger's inhabitants. Okay, just looking at this one thing has made so many things click for me. But what do you mean by the alarm bell failing to wake one up? Maybe that's just talking about how if their physical body has died, they can't be woken up. Now, that's crazy because, Doom is kind of a large theme in this game. And it's weird because even though these things should be able to survive the supernova itself, they can traverse from system to system no problem, and they've even effectively achieved immortality. In the end, out of all the crazy things going on in the solar system, what finally does them in is something as simple as that dam finally giving out. Alright, let's try this. Well, let's see. What do we have the most time to do? I spent a couple minutes on that, but we should still have plenty of time to go try and go on a riverboat ride and see what's behind that door. We have to take the leap of faith first. I remember that much. It's been a couple of days since I recorded. Now, we're at the third location, and even though it's not what I'm going for now, I do have to wonder, if the user dies in this field, they still get to come here. They're still preserved. But what happens if I die and get taken in, but the loop occurs? I mean, then again, maybe it doesn't matter that I actually died, because maybe the loop still doesn't occur, and maybe my consciousness isn't brought back until after the loop ends naturally anyway. I had forgotten how maze-like this place is. Have I been all the way upstairs? I don't even remember. There's probably still more for me to explore. But for now, what I need to do is... Well, first of all, I'm going to have to put that out. But first I have to go over and do the thing? I'm not sure. There's a lot about this area that I still don't understand. Not the least of which is how to navigate it. This is the area I've spent the least time. Like if I... See, I thought I just heard the sound of something opening somewhere. I don't see any slide reels we can pick up on those shelves. That was a really spooky thing to come across. Just entering a simulation world, seeing the shadow of a nostalgic being looking at images of a world that was destroyed, presumably hundreds of thousands of years ago. Which means that being itself is hundreds of thousands of years old. Imagine what that would be like, living all those lifetimes within this simulated reality. We have to get upstairs in order to get back. I'm really interested in learning more about the strangers, because I was pretty afraid of them at first, but the more I learn about them, for as little as that is, the more I start to feel like we're not as different as I might have at first believed. Ah, yes, this is the music area, which means that this is our leap of faith. It's a video game, and it's a video game where I'm immortal. And it's a simulation in a video game where I'm immortal. So why am I so afraid to do this? Looking down was a poor decision. Oh my god. My stomach is so low right now. That is ridiculous. Why is it having this effect on me? I've been thrown around so many high areas, but for some reason that was just absolutely stomach dropping. We can extinguish all that, which will put its stuff out, but there's more here, and we've activated the brigade, enabling us to come back here and back around, but we'll have to survival horror this thing if we're to make our way downstairs to that door, which... Wait, did I already turn the... Is the bridge going to be there so that I can get across? It's not. Which means I'll have to get over there. And I really interrupted movie night big time this time. They've made their mechanics in such a way where the scares come out when the dark comes out, haven't they? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. What do I do? Oh. Come on. Oh, no, you found me. You found me. You found me! Oh, come on. It takes so long to do all this. Alright, well, we can get right back in. We don't have to do all that again as long as we do it all within this loop. And I don't think this chapel is actually going to fall over. I think we've got the high ground. And we can go back this way. We can go through that at any time. Good to know. You know, before we only had artists' depictions, which, oh, this door opened as well. Maybe we can distract it by luring it up here and have it pass us. No, it's across the way. Probably opens every door in the place. Oh, including this one. So that will give us an opportunity, and we can go around it. Nope. Pay no attention to the mysterious glow. No! Is there anything that can be done? Is there anything that can be done? Probably not, right? Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not! I think once they're aggro on you, there's nothing you can do. There goes the dam. Which means we don't have a lot of time. So look, you're gonna patrol through here, right? That's all we need. You'll do that. Oh, you can see me through there. No, oh, you're always gonna come through. Well, okay, maybe if you're doing that, I can do this. No! Never mind. Cross through from the dark. Get up here. And now I think we're past you. Meaning that we can... Okay, we gotta make our way through this area. We'll go back that way afterwards. Oh, I'm so worried there's going to be another one up here. There's only one. We should be good! Oh my god. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. This is actually really scary. Like, I can imagine some people, you know, not me, but some people being caught really off guard by what a turn into horror this takes. Where's the thing? Okay, it's right there. I was really worried for a second. But now we've got to get downstairs. And I betcha there's going to be another one down there, right? I betcha. I don't see one yet, but that just means there's one right around the corner, usually. No, right here. No, 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 no. Nope, stop that, you. How do I get across? How does one get across? Do I need to wait for you to pass? Oh, you found me. You found me. That's the aggro music. Ah, that is such nonsense. Or not, unless I can leap of faith across this one too. Oh, I can! Right, I had forgotten about that in the slide reel. Haha. I had a whole comedy bit prepared for if it didn't work. The comedy would have been the fact that it happened. Ah, that is actually so stressful, and we find yet another archive. But I don't know how much time we have. Oh! Is this gonna be where we're able to find some of the true information? Some of the padlocked panels? There's something over there. More of this stuff. Okay, we need to grab as much information as quickly as possible. Is it going to be like before, where things only open when... Yeah. So dark. Alright, one slide reel. I would like to pay attention to this, but I know we don't have a ton of time. This is more burned information. And them creating this new place in its image. It's such a sad story. Way to make me feel bad for things that are stalking and killing me. Or, that's not fair to say, though. They're not killing me. They actually seem somewhat interested in me. I mean, I can't stop thinking about when we entered the house with the song, and there was that uncomfortable silence where they were just kind of looking at me. So you can place it down, but you can't get too far away from it because the field is not only local in the real world, but to your projected image. Ah, this thing is such a lame simulation that it actually has rubber banding. Huh. So what happens if I try to... I'm not going to try it right now because there's still more to see here, but I could try putting it down and walking away. Yep. Did I just do a sneaky or did I just screw myself over? Well, I can always go down this way. Now let's try going over here. Man, look at all the knowledge that's contained up there. We can't go down that way. But there's got to be some way to reach that. Is it another leap of faith? How do I know? I don't want to have to come all the way back here. I may not have time to come all the way back here. Oh, it actually won't let me... Yeah, now it will. Now it will. It wasn't even letting me go over. But now it does? Okay, so we can just kind of run straight back. Which is nice to know. Bring this back up. I don't think I'm going to be able to figure this out on this run. Considering every failure means I have to run all the way back here and it's already so late. But coming back on another run means I have to do all that stealth stuff again. I just realized there's another muted version that plays of this song when you're in the dream world and the loop's about to end. I'm just gonna have to assume that this is it, and if the ship's log says there's more, I'll come back. But in the meantime, I don't really have time. Can I place it down in the dream world? Yes, I can. Make my way back in the dark, and... Oop. What was that? Oh, that's me reaching the edge. Oh, if I put it down, I can actually kind of see better. That's a neat trick. All I'm seeing is it loaded in without all the lighting and assets and such. There's a helpful trick. I wonder if I can see the other buddies. All right, we've definitely learned something new now, and that's going to help us out big time. This even indicates what we can pass through. That's what that symbol means. Okay, part 1 of the alien language translated. Ship's log, what say you? Another forbidden archive, and there's more to explore there. Alright, it shows one of the stranger's inhabitants dropping their artifact and working beyond its projection radius, which helps us quite a bit. Although, if we have it, we won't be able to light candles or anything like that, or light the things that enable things to appear. That's right, you look around. That's that. You're in the way now. I love how you can hear them, like, opening and closing their lantern. So you can actually, like, sort of audibly hear the cat and mouse game. Now, the other guy downstairs, I believe, can be safely ignored as long as you keep ahead of him. Now, what happens if we leave this here, right? Walk far enough away into glitch reality, and now we can see these. Okay. Okay, open up. But I can't see it this way. But that's okay, because now I know where these things are. I just have to go get my things so that I can actually examine them. It's showing us the answer and then saying, okay, take the test. Oh, this is so cool. I really like the way, for the most part, this game guides you. Now we gotta go this way. And now that I know that having this thing focused will prevent you from falling over the edge, sort of like holding shift in Minecraft, I think we have a chance. But it's also all for nothing. It really is just burned. There... It said there was more to explore here, but what? What else is it that you want me to see? There must be something else that can be done. Ooh, look at that. This actually enables us to see the entire underground cave area. You can see how the worlds are sectioned off, almost like a skybox in a Garry's Mod map. There doesn't appear to be anything else for us to do over here. The water down there is not the water we can walk on. The water between worlds is the water we can walk on. And we're not able to operate the elevator while we're in this mode. The next experiment is going to be self-immolation. The absolute willpower. And now here we are, but what's different about that? There's got to be some reason why it told us. I think actually now, if we die in our dreams, we die for real. I think that's what it's getting at. I think that's going to be the case. Crazy, this technology they've developed where I'm essentially living on as the representation of a burned corpse in the real world. But then again, they're also mummies, so I guess that makes sense. I guess that's consistent with what we've seen so far. Now here's another question. What happens if I'm dead, but I walk away from the artifact? I can still do this, but that doesn't let us know what'll happen when we actually die. Wait. Wait. We're seeing like a glitch in the information. Alright, since this appears to be well and truly gone, we die here, we die for real. That's my assumption. Yep, there we go. I'm not sure what we actually can do with the dying. Well, according to this, that was it. Let's see what it has to say now. There is a container marked with one of the vault seals, but its contents have been destroyed. Yeah, you made me go back there for that. I need to pore over these things and try and figure out what it is I'm missing. But also, at the island tower, we did find another combo that I'm not quite sure what it went to. Hang on. We found 2 of these things, did we not? I am, once again, truly at a loss. I mean, I just checked tape to see what the other combo we found in the tower was, and it clearly relates to, like, that signal device, but I have no idea where we would use that. If we've encountered such a thing before, I don't know where it goes. So looking at this now and checking tape, I realize that they're actually the same thing. So this isn't any good to me, so I am truly out of stuff to look for. I have no other leads at all. Maybe this acts as like some kind of meter leading up to the supernova. Maybe it's something that'll come outside of the craft at a certain point. But then again, how far out would I need to go to see it? So if we come out here, I don't believe I've ever actually left the Stranger. But yeah, we immediately leave the cloaking range. And I don't see any craft outside of it. Maybe it's something that'll only appear later, but I have no idea. You know what? I'll tell you what we can do, actually, and this is a long shot. I've been speculating about the nature of the Strangers this entire time, right? How they don't seem, maybe, to have any true malice towards me. Maybe they just want to be left alone. I think I've thought of a way to test that. We had the ability to die and enter the dream world, right? We have a way to do this. It gave us that for a reason. Them blowing our candle out actually does remove us from the dream world, and if we die for real in that event. Will they actually kill us? Now, granted, this is far from scientific, because there is still the matter of they may not even know that. They don't even really know who I am or what I'm doing here. But it's worth a shot. Alright, grab your hands, come on. Come on, how would you like to become a murderer? You would actually like that very much, huh? Wow. I thought we had something. Yep, those are my final moments. Wait. Wait, it's been right in front of me all along. I know what to do. I know what to do. Or at least I have a partial idea of what to do. Now here's what I'm thinking. We don't know the full extent of how this is going to help us yet, but I can at least test the theory. Gotta roast ourselves once more. Killing us and bringing us into the sarcophagus dream world. We arrive here. The bridge here is protected by light, which will enable those things to see us and ring the bells. Bells don't wake dead physical bodies. There we go. That's how we do this one. But this will probably have to be the last one we do, because once we do this, we cannot remove ourselves. We can extinguish that, and that's how we do that one. Yeah, of course, this will have to be the last one. Opening this sarcophagus literally requires us to kill ourselves. Through self-immolation, no less. This no longer active. Now the question is the final one, but how do we go about that? Well, we place you here. It's just me testing an idea now. There are invisible walkways, but how do we do that? We can see the internal combinations. That's kind of cool. Maybe there's something to be done with that? Wait. Oh! There we are! Each stage of the combination actually activates a different part of the platform. That is cool. I bet one of these is off camera somewhere. Yeah, there we go. There we go! We figured it out! Yes! Alright, we're definitely... I'm gonna go a little bit over, but that's alright. This episode was gonna be short anyway with all the messing around I cut out. Yes, yes, yes! Oh, this is so cool! This is so cool. Like, sometimes there's that little thing that clicks, and as soon as it does... Oh, I love this so much. Alright, we can do that, but we can't actually do this on this loop, unfortunately. But we can see what victory looks like before we come back for actual victory. So close. So close. I've discovered that it's faster to land over here and get an artifact this way than to do it another way. Oops. Now I'll start from the crypt under the tower, because this is the place where it's easiest to get onto a boat. There's my ride. There's my glitch we're gonna exploit. And let's summon ourselves an ancient evil. Jump off. Land in the glitch pool. And that will enable us to unlock the first of 3 seals. Boop. And I could technically do this from here, but I'm gonna move on to the next place, just so that I know that I won't be woken up by the dam breaking and the end of the cycle. This place lasts most of the time, but actually, come to think of it, because this place doesn't truly collapse until about the end of the cycle, I'd probably be losing more time than I'd save by trying to run to the next one. Which means, let's roast ourselves. Ugh. See, this is real nerve-wracking now, because if I do it at the wrong time, or if I accidentally miss the boat, I die for real. That's the true consequences of turning off your console while the save icon is on the screen. Let us send this guy over, and we can begin to exploit things. I love how we don't actually find any of these combos. They truly did bury the information, and these are just a red herring. Yeah. Ain't nothing you can do about me. I like how we don't even hear the bells at all, because it requires our physical ears in order to register that. I wonder if, while we're dead, if we would even hear the dam breaking. Or the loop ending music, which... there were things towards the end of the main game that made me sort of start to suspect that maybe we actually are hearing the music in-universe. And it being muffled here does definitely sort of lend itself to that. Lower you down to me. You're already in the right spot. You there, and you there. Oh, we're really doing this now. I really did not expect to get to this in this episode. But here we are. Oh, no. I want to be able to see this in full view. Let's go grab the artifact now that we know we can make this, although it's going to be a lot scarier. Once again, these leaps of faith, a million times scarier when you know that if you die for real. Which in my case translates to about 5 or 6 lost minutes. There we go. No idea why that doesn't turn off the lights on the sides of the bridge, but I'm glad it doesn't. Let's do it. Let's find out why they didn't want this thing getting out. Oh, you want me to go in? You want me to trap myself forever? For science. Ooh. Wow, this thing is near useless in here. The dark stretches that far. You could have chosen a brighter wallpaper. Oh no. Hang on, wait. It's in this moment that a very strong memory is coming back to me. When I bought this game back in, like, October, November, or whatever, somebody in, I think it was a review, talked about something like, yeah, there's this one particular jump scare that caught me off guard. And I kind of forgot about that. I thought, whatever, I'll hit a jump scare at some point in the game. There's probably a bunch of jump scares. Maybe it's something I've hit already. Or maybe they're going to do it right here. Oh, Silent Hill 2 flashbacks. No, okay, good. Alright, we might come out of this okay. It's another one of those devices, some kind of telescope? An image of the planet. Maybe the punishment was to be distant from the world instead of directly under it. Did I just trigger that, or was it because of being here for a certain amount of time? The light fills this chamber. Presumably that artifact belongs to whoever lives here. Hi. You're not gonna attack me, are you? You're the one that was missing an antler. We saw you in one of the slide reels. talk to the prisoner. Hal, you dropped the ball. Who are you? You can transfer your thoughts directly to me. You're the one who unblocked the eye's signal. And for that you were imprisoned. So I was right earlier. You were the one who didn't reject its message. Then they resealed it. So that must have been the brief moment when the Nomai intercepted its signal. I bet that's the case. Are you inviting me to take that from you? Vision torch. Wait, do I have to hold it down? And now you're learning about us. And what I've learned about what's happened to your people. The vessel. That one's us. This is what we always wanted. We actually just learned a little bit about our own character. Yeah, it's a lot, I know. Roughly 25 hours worth. Wait, where are you going? Where are you going? Well, okay, I'll just stay here, I guess. That's fine. I mean, it's obviously a pretty sweet gig. You seem like you were having fun. Guess I'm gonna learn to play the space banjo. Oh, good. You did send it back down after me. That's nice of you. You know, neither of us can really leave this world. Where have you gone? Did you leave this for me? Oh. Man. You had a vision of the two of us walking off together. See, that I'm somewhat confused now. Does that mean you want me to get on this boat? Or does it mean you want me to follow in your footsteps? We've actually finished this. We've learned the story of the strangers, and I guess we've at least managed to bring peace to one of them. But there's still more to do, because completing this means that there is a bit of a variation now on the ending of the game itself. Hi, Chert. Well, I didn't find the coolest dude in the solar system here, this loop. I guess he's really not here if we don't jump in the black hole, but that's alright. This time that black hole is not going to be created, because we are going for our final run to complete this right now. I did not expect to finish this in this sitting, but it seems like I never do. Warp out. And once again, we have to make that epic run for Dark Bramble. Now we must once again search for which one is the distress beacon. And get ourselves going. Oh, this feels like a blast from the past. Crazy how... I say this about nearly every game, but it's weird how nostalgic I get for things that happened really all not that long ago. By the time you're seeing this, it's barely over a month since this series started. I certainly made good on one of my goals for this series, which was to get it out quicker than Darkwood, which took about 6 months. Back once more at the vessel. And back once more at the end of time. Let's get this show on the road. And here we are again. Only now, just a little bit more complete. Which is really what this whole game has been about, right? Completeness. About making sure everyone gets there. And I have a feeling there will be someone new joining us at that fire. You know, if unblocking that signal really is the thing that enabled the Nomai to come here, and if what we do here really is what enables the formation of a new universe 14 billion years from now, then that act, the one they considered heresy, well, it actually is responsible for literally everything that comes after. Once more into the eye's equatorial storm. Only now, where before I was pretty afraid, I know to simply push forward, and we'll be okay. This place certainly has anomalous properties, but I wonder if it isn't some kind of intentional endgame of the universe. An endless cycle that repeats itself, just as something manages to, I guess, finally learn everything there is to learn. Not necessarily everything, but the one that manages to reach a sort of end stage that enables it to find it. That storm is terrifying, but to a curious mind, still inviting. Which is why so many curious minds seem to have clustered themselves around it, those who are drawn to it. Maybe they're the ones who, like the Nomai said, are chosen. Chosen to be the architects of what comes next, an evolving process that just gets better and better each time. Good luck, bug people. I hope you make the most of it. Oh, and some of you in the comments asked me to do this next time I come around. Not sure why, but there we go. We're unable to recall it because the connection's been lost, so there it goes. Oh, and I can't let this series finish without recalling one of the most important discussions I've heard on the Discord. Real bright bunch there. So I commented a couple of episodes ago how this thing seems to have sort of a theme regarding eyes. The Herthians have 4 eyes, the Nomai 3, the Strangers 2, and I joked that in the next DLC there will be some race of Cyclops. I was missing the most obvious thing. We're all looking for the eye of the universe. This game is brilliant. I love it so much. It's hard to even express how much I love it, but I'll get more into my thoughts on the DLC during the credits. Oh wow, this is disorienting. But basically we want to leap off of the taller of these. Tally ho! You know, I'm starting to see some additional symbolism in this scene. In the destruction of what would have been our own galaxy, we move towards the lights in the distance, others. But on contact, we find that there's nowhere that's stable. The destruction of all of them that we reach, while we observe the destruction of others in the distance. There's my girl Solanum. Yeah, laugh it up. Forgot about that. Feldspar's harmonica. Shirt's drums. Gabbro's flute, or a clarinet, or whatever you want to call it. And as expected, there is yet another signal. Hypothesis: everyone must be here before we can begin. I'm glad you remembered me. Did we have that dialogue before? I don't remember. What's that other signal? Where do we find you? Oh. That's what this is. It's the grave of us all. Yeah, I get the point. I was just not primed for a jump scare, so it didn't happen. It's you. You can come closer. You don't have to be all the way over there. When my kind found the eye and realized what it was capable of, they were terrified. It's too difficult to truth. Like a light too bright to look upon directly, it burned them. What they could not unlearn was hidden away in darkness, obfuscated, then lost. They did not want to see their story end. My kind weren't always like this. We weren't always so afraid. I did what I could to set things right, yet I am still of my kind. And you know now what they did. I cannot promise our fear won't stain your mind. And so, a choice. Are you certain you want to remember me? Join us. Let's see what happens. I don't want to repeat my kind's mistakes, but if you're willing to take the risk, then so am I. Look, we can't come all this way, learn all this, and then say that someone doesn't deserve to come with us. That was a neat magic trick. You can do magic? We're gonna have magic in the new universe? A conscious observer has entered the eye. I wonder what happens now. Is it time to find out? Not yet. You want to start us off? I hadn't dared to hope that anyone would hear the signal, for how briefly I set it free. Yet here we are. Are you ready for the final step? Then it's time. Time to send our spark out into the darkness. That's what we are. We're the spark that ignites the new universe. I think this calls for a marshmallow. And that's the end once more. Now, it feels weird to be here again, having already given my thoughts on the main game itself. But this integrated in such a cool way. I'm glad that they were able to use this to sort of expand in a way on the themes, to give a different perspective on what we had learned up until this point. I'll be honest, I'm kind of glad that I waited until afterwards to play it, because I don't know if it would have landed the same way if I had played this leading up to the ending the first time around. It almost seems like it could be taken as another step on the journey, or as an expansion pack, one might say. But that was the Echoes of the Eye DLC, and that was, in its whole, Outer Wilds. I really admire this game for its ability to use these unique mechanics to tell a story that only it can tell. Only within this context can you get across these themes, can you get across these ideas. I really appreciate having the story of the strangers added to this, because honestly, I feel like it kind of mirrored how I felt about the entire thing. I mean, even though it portrays this as a good thing, I can't help but feel that as individuals, all of us who are here at the end have been robbed. With the only idea being that, like, maybe in some way, like, as individuals we can live on, but I don't know. That doesn't really seem to be what it's getting at. It seems to be more about our legacy of seeing all life in the universe and subsequent universes as sort of an evolving document, as steps on the journey to maybe something greater. It certainly comes together in a way that I think it's able to convey it very intuitively, in a way that's pure emotion. And I really admire it for that, for its writing, for the way you discover this as you go along. Now, to talk about, like, the game design itself, it was a little bit more annoying in places than the main game. Not even really because it was necessarily harder, but because it was so self-contained. So in the base game, there were times when I hit dead ends in certain trails, but I was never truly stuck because I always had different things to do. The star system was just so open that every time I was finding out one thing, I was also finding out other things. And so my list of things to do never really ran cold. Here, it's much more, not linear, but more linear than the base game, and so if you're missing any piece, you're gonna get stuck. In fact, the only reason this didn't go on for another episode is because it just kind of clicked for me how to progress when I realized, oh wait, it was telling me if I die doing this, then those bells won't be able to wake me up, and those towers have no effect on me. But I will say this, it's definitely a trade-off, because when you are able to figure those things out, it feels so good. It is such a unique set of mechanics that enable these puzzles to work, but it's not bad at sometimes it's a little bit difficult to discern what it's trying to tell you, but also that's another trade-off for something that's really good. I really liked how unknown these strangers were, how little we got to understand them in contrast to the Nomai. There were clues, but I don't know, it just felt so much more spooky and mysterious not being able to hear them speak for themselves. All we had was hints and visual cues to sort of tell us what they were like, and some of those things were somewhat contradictory. Also, you know, I don't remember if I said this before, but once we actually got to see them up close outside of artists' depictions, between us, the Nomai, and the strangers, we're 3 for 3 on having super cute species reach the eye. And I love how in the species that are here, we're sort of united in that love of knowledge. The only thing that makes them sort of, in a loose way, the more villainous of the three is their rejection of what that meant for them as individuals, but it's certainly understandable. And the Nomai never even got to learn that, so who knows how they would have reacted. And here's our new beginning, 14.3 billion years later. Isn't that the approximate age of our own universe? There's the new ones. What is that new? Ooh. Oh, it's our scout! It survived! Oh, we should have hitched a ride on that thing. We could have individually survived and been the oldest being in existence. But look, that didn't look exactly like a stranger, but something very much like it, holding some kind of similar technology. Maybe in making sure that everyone was able to come with us, maybe we got to ensure that the new race, whoever comes to exist in this new universe, will have something to guide them along. Something that's made from the remnants of what the three of us all were. I like to think that's what we saw right there, unless there's something I'm missing. And on this menu, I have to once again comment on the incredible soundtrack of this game. The soundtrack that's able to convey so much, that's able to get you into the mindset that it wants to get you into. Able to convey the bittersweet feelings we feel in the ending, and as we learn the things we do. Especially when watching the slide reels, the music did so much for that. Well, that's the end. And I really enjoyed this series. I'm really starting to appreciate this community. Not only for having great taste in games, but for having great taste in games that I would have an appreciation for, but would never otherwise have heard of or played. I didn't really feel too interested in playing this on the channel because I thought, well, that's not really a horror game. I mean, it might have some spooky elements, but am I really going to spend the time on this? This is a game that, to me, demonstrates the value of what video games can be. It's something that can show you a new perspective. It's a piece of software that can place you into someone else's shoes and allow you to experience things and thus tune your own personality to those experiences. That's what it's telling us. I mean, we experience these things, and those things become part of us, and video game software allow us to live through these stories and make experiences part of us without the risk, and we can grow from that. That's the value in video games, and this game is a perfect example of that. But if you like this video and this series, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.